Hello. Hello, everyone. Good morning. How is chat doing? Are they awake? I'm barely awake. Can you guys hear me? Any life in chat? Or is everyone? Alright, I'm gonna just assume that. Oh, I'm here for you. Thank you, Stratico. Yep, we can hear you. Perfect. So yeah. Um, it's a little early here. It's not that early. I'm Eastern time, so it's not that early. But um, people are still in the house trying to sleep. Um, so yeah, present, wonderful. So yeah, I was going to go into Thursday low Ironman. I pulled last week's data. I was gonna, you know, try to make a team using last week's data. And then I was gonna, I don't know what Kidneys had been up to, but I was gonna use the feature of his sheet to go in and see what's better. Um, so yeah, this is the team I think I ran last week. Was it actually good? Did you find it make sense or whatnot? Jim Bowden? Yeah, that's cool. No, I haven't really had a lot of time to look at it because I tried to go to sleep a little bit earlier. But features of the sheet look really cool, so we'll probably go through that a little bit and get try to figure out what he's doing. Things that in the past when I've looked at his sheet, there have been things that I've kind of like frowned upon, just from like an organizational point of view. But yeah, that's the same problem that I have with how I've been doing my modeling is that you only have the um, there's a way because you can look at the training potential out of the card shop, and if you have that, you can kind of make some, like if we go to my sheet when I have something like, let's see if I do that. Yeah. So here I'm filtering everything by position. But what I could probably do, this is actually one of the things I kind of wanted to do. So let me zoom in a little. So I have like just position, which is in the card DB. I think it's, I don't know where it is. Something called position in here. Is it at the beginning? I think it's at the beginning. Yeah. But like, I guess what I should do is like add columns here that like something like first base. Is that gonna mess stuff up? Because that was a little temperamental. And then it's something like if first, no, we should have potential in here. Position, did they not have the position rating potential? I thought they did. Learn, yeah, this is what we want. So basically say if learn first base is one, true, false. If I knew how to type in Excel, and then I figure what we can do, we can build a better sheet. That's what we can do. So instead of having this filter by that, I wonder if I can then come in here, go to field list, actually refresh this. And then first base as a filter, and then say true, although this is catcher. You can tell it's early in the morning for me. Catcher. And then come in here, batter pred, pivot table, refresh. But yeah, so plan for the next 2 hours is to build this team, go through the sheet, and then there we go. This is how you do it. Dink Mothel is the best catcher. Apparently Carl Taylor is the best. Carl Taylor can learn catcher? That's a little... Oh, I haven't. Okay. So the other thing that I like the kidney sheet is that his position eligibility is a little bit more user-friendly. And I think that's fine. I think that's really good. Come back here, refresh. The best catcher is Heine Pites. Interesting. Even with 62 catcher ability, that's actually pretty good. Pretty good stuff right there. Okay, but yeah, now that I started this, I might as well just finish it. What are some of the other positions that people play? Second base. Third base. There's gonna probably be a few little breaks as there's lots to do in the Extra Forest household this morning, so yeah, lots of breaks today. Shortstop, left field. I guess I don't need this. Yeah, I don't need these. This is not a smart way to do this. Let's delete. This is not good. Don't delete columns that. Don't delete columns that are in pivot tables. Is my yeah, don't delete columns that are in pivot tables is my recommendation. So yeah, after we build this team, did you used to be real active in the MLB The Show Discord? Yes, yeah. Back in 2020, my first pandemic distraction was MLB The Show, and then the next year it transitioned slowly into Out of the Park. But yeah, I got pretty involved in that. But good point, Jim Bowden. We can make this better. So learn catcher, and then learn first base. No, not learn catcher. Learn first base, and then we can filter this, and we could say yes. So people that can learn first base. Oh, this is so much better. Why haven't I been doing this? Learn second base. Oh man. This is so much better. Why haven't I been doing this? I lose all my fancy associations though, but we can fix that. What is 5? 5 is third base, right? Ryan Shimp, second best third baseman. Interesting. Position 6 is shortstop. Position. Oh no, that's not what I want. I want learn. Learn shortstop. And then what is this? This is left field. Learn left field. Now I guess the thing that I'll have to double check is like, does the learn mean that they have a rating? Now that I think about it, let's go back to the game and see. So Heiny Pites, Pites. I feel like I'm running Heiny Pites. I'll be right back. Just getting some coffee. We wanted to make sure that this was a good way to do find catchers. Honey Pites, who's a 57. This is not right. This is low iron. This is low iron? Oh, it's low iron, man. Okay. Well, that changes everything. No, I don't know what this changes. But I do want to go and back and see that Honey Pites is a 57. So if we come back here and scroll up, the thing I was concerned about is I don't even have a Honey Pites. Well, let's change that. The thing that I'm concerned about. Oh, okay, no, he does have catcher. The thing I'm concerned about is if you were to go and look at Honey Pites, if when I'm filtering by learn catcher, it means like the card doesn't have any rating for catcher, which probably means I do have to add columns because I have to look at learn catcher and look at, I think the position availability has to be non-zero. So good thing we looked into this. Okay, so because my bet is I don't know. I wonder if there's like live guys who have like positional who say they have positional eligibility. Like if we go and filter on MLB live guys, MLB 2023. So like, what is Joe Perez in game? If I do Joe Perez, he's probably not going to show up. But I can go look at the card shop. I have a Joe Perez. So if Joe Perez says that he can learn second base in this, then I think what we're going to need is to add a column. So if but if we look at position rating second base, So like, we can build this, and we have time to, which is great. So if I go back and I do whatever, catcher, and then say if learn catcher is equal to 1, but we need an and what is this? Position rating. There's no position rating catcher there. Position rating catcher is greater than 0, then true, false. And now we just have to replicate this 9 more times. Catcher, first base. This is going to be... I'm surprised that the... Oh, is this... Catcher, see eligibility. If I could spell eligibility. You forgot to learn DH. I did. It's early in the morning. Well, you guys aren't seeing what I'm doing. Position eligibility. Eligible. Yeah, there we go. Eventually it came to me. Because I feel like I have another eligibility. And then we come in here and we change this from to whoops. And learn first base, true, false. Oops. What is going on? Struggling this morning. Second base eligibility. And copy, paste, replace with learn second base. I guess I can just do the position rating too. Maybe that's just smarter. Maybe that's just smarter. Maybe that's just smarter. Yeah. Which again means that we don't have to do this. Now that I think about it, if we're just using position eligibility, we can go back to this sheet and then do position rating catcher. Oh, this is first base. Position. Whoops. Position rating catcher. Come in here. And then we can just filter, select multiple, and then do that. And then we can drop this. Yeah, I think that'll work. I think that's probably going to do what we want to do. And then position rating first base. And we get rid of learn first base. And then we say not 0. Yeah. I like it. I think I like it. Position rating second base. Then we don't Jack Crooks, Derek Dietrich. Position rating third base. Charmin. There we go. Look at this. Look at this. We're dancing now. We're dancing. Position rating, shortstop. Owen Miller. Jim Bowden, how are these rankings compared to what Kidney Sheets has? Close, ballpark, rough. Really? Adam Engel. Oh, because I'm filtering on range. Bo Jackson. Some are close, some aren't. Ooh, interesting. So the one thing that I was looking a little bit at before I went to bed last night was the how he was doing defensive metrics, and it's kind of interesting. He was doing, as far as I can tell, in the like 5 minutes I spent looking at it, was that he was using biz buckets to do it. And a lot of these rankings are like, this is purely by bat, so that's why I could imagine there being some differences. Let's say top, whatever, 50. Okay, looks a little better now. Yeah, okay, so, oh, Excel, oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. So, how do I want to do this? If I hide that. Oh, I got a Twitch pack. Nice. Oh yeah, we're gonna be doing. I forgot to mention, we're gonna be doing 2 giveaways. One for 20 packs, and one for a Steam code. Yeah, I think, because defense matters so much, and this is why. Andre Rogers? I was filtering by infield range. Yeah, but what I was saying, we're going to be doing 2 giveaways today. I've never done a giveaway today, so we're going to see how it works out. But one giveaway is for 20 packs, and one giveaway is for a PT24 client license. So I'll probably do that later on. Like, what time is it now? 7 o'clock. We'll probably do that closer to 8. Still pretty different. Interesting. Okay, I'll have to take a look at that. Who does he have as number 1? Let's see, can I like shift this and not mess anything up? Well, that's not really useful. So when I shift this up, Pennington, Nil, and Bush. Oh, he likes Nil that much. What happens when I shift this up? Anything? Oh, I see what's happening. That's why. So if I take this and shift this up, there we. Oh, I don't know if we're gonna be able to see this well, but we're gonna try this. Okay. Oh no, I lost an gold DOD. Let's reload that up. Nil's a good card. I was talking, I think, with Kidnies about it, and earlier this week, he's like, "That's a good card," or someone suggested it. I agree. Are you able to sort by bat though? Like, we can take a look and look at shortstop. Sort by name. Yeah, this is defense is way more important. Like if I come in here and filter greater than, was it 98? Cliff Pennington is the most. All right, so let's look at nil to find what the baseline is. Nil is 87. So yeah, if you go 87, then you get nil, Rizzuto, Pennington. Don't get Bush. What is Bush? Is like nil is a great card. I don't disagree. I don't even have Bush. Well, oh, Donny Bush. Ooh, that eye. So that's something to consider. Uh huh. Weren't you like leading the bronze daily? I feel like you have an idea. You have an idea. Infield range. Um, yeah, it likes Pagero better. But Bush is up there. But yeah, it's a. Hello. Without me listening to anything, my headset likes to turn off. Yeah. So, yeah, high I is good, and I feel like that's why nil is up there. Um, so let's run. I feel like running. All right. Let's. I usually go pitchers first, but let's go catchers. So let's just take everyone off. Actually, I did something. I did this blank. I think I saw like Charles do it on one of his streams, and I thought that was pretty neat. So let me. So what I did is like when you enter a tournament and it has like a blank roster, export that tournament so that you can like just kind of start with a clean slate because sometimes that's what you want to do. Um, what were you talking about? Catchers. All right, catchers. Okay, this is easy. Let's sort by power. Mike Zunino and Gary Carter. Easy game. If we go back and look at the sheet, Dave Kingman and Paul Sorrento at first. Don't have to. Dave Kingman doesn't like Marcus Thames, and Paul Sorrento at first. Second base, Crooks and Dietrich. Sure. Second base, sort by power. Early morning, hello, Jerry. Welcome to the stream. I'll probably be doing trying to figure out how to do a giveaway in about 45 minutes, and then yeah, once I build this, we're gonna open up the kidney sheet and take a look at the difference between his stuff and mine, and then probably do some like how do I create my own sheet type of introduction, because that was something that someone was asking about. Good morning, Malberts. Who's the other guy? Do you know the minimum amount of stamina needed for 99 pitches in modern? I want to say people have told me 60, high 60s should reach 100. That was something I want to do in a separate stream. I went and for 28 straight sims, I exported my pitching results. It it wasn't as useful as I thought it would be. However, I did think I've proven that what aggressive tiredness hook does is it prevents your pitchers from getting below zero or at zero. I'm not 100% definitive on this, but I could see that my pitchers, the pitchers that I had aggressive tiredness hook on, they never hit zero. They would always pitch as a reliever to like 4%. All right, it looks like I need to play at least Jack Crooks, and probably Marcus Thames, I'm guessing. Where's Jack Crooks? Why is Jack Crooks? Why does my thing like Jack Crooks so much? Where is Jack Crooks? I can't read. Oh, it's right here. Why is he so good? Oh, that's why he's so good. His eye is ridiculous. Okay. Let's go with Leover Peguero of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Buckaroos. Shortstop. Interesting. Not sure how I feel about this card, but the 81 is pretty good. I feel like he does enough stuff randomly. Or there's Geraldo Padermo. I would have figured this guy would have done better. Let's compare. And hide this. Why does it like this better? Oh, because he's less... No. I don't know. It likes the BABIP, which is kind of wonky, I would say. Like, Padermo looks like the better player. The 40 power? Maybe it's thinking the 5 power is a lot better. Then Don Zimmer's the other guy. So if we go back, look at non-live cards. Like there's Rabbit Nil. Not 100% sold on that. Don Zimmer? Yeah, that doesn't look good either. Let's drop this. Let's drop this to like 70. So it reticulates splines. That was another thing that I think I really liked in his sheet is that he turned off calculations. I just don't know if that will work with mine. Andre Rogers. Let's see this Andre Rogers card. Do I even have him? Maybe I don't. Andre Rogers. Alright, let's see what this card says. If I could read Andre Rogers. Yeah, this card doesn't... See, to me, like you said, eye and power seem to be... historically, eye and power have played well. VL 125. I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I think, who was the first one? It was Pennington, right? Let's just go with Pennington. Let's just punt on the bat. Like that bat looks okay enough, and then we'll circle back. So left is Bo and Kittle. Bo and Kittle. And one of the Dames as well. What are we at? We're at 11, and I think we have pretty much everyone. We need right field. Right field says Shamsky and Cal, which I think is fine picks. I think they're pretty good. Which again is just, ridiculous high. Everyone plays the high. So I think the only guy missing out of like the top guys is Sorrento, or no? I think he's on the team. Okay, he's on the team. So who we put in as the fourth, I guess? Andre Rogers. Wait, Andre Rogers was already on the team, even when we took Pennington. Cliff Pennington. He was a J once. Dietrich Rogers. Let's get Ricky as a lefty destroyer, and he can play some outfield, I think. Where is Ricky? Ricky Henderson. Lefty destroyer because he walks. There we go. All right, we have our lineup. And now we go to pitching predictions. How did these look compared to Kidney's sheet? Jim Bowden, if you have his pitching sheet open, so I don't have to. Pretty close for the most part. Some minor differences though. Yeah, I think that's gonna be fair. Like we're both kind of projecting off of, not enough data. So he's doing it with gold data. So there's gonna be just differences. The top is really close. Yeah, that's good. Like I'm really projecting off of for pitchers 650 batters. You can kind of see like the curves generally kind of make sense. I had to like manually add a point here because otherwise the walk projection was gonna go crazy. And then like at such low values, you kind of have to just do linear estimation of the home run and BABIP. So yeah, and even if we're kind of looking at the data from the one tournament, which is still ridiculously small sample, if my Excel decided to work with me this morning, here we go. It doesn't like me zooming in. Feels like my computer's angry. Have I really been online for 54 minutes? It doesn't feel like it. So this is kind of who was good last week in terms of WOBA. I think that's right. I hope WOBA projection doesn't change if I refresh everything. Yeah, so that's one thing I kind of like is that Kidneys just has like a calculate. He just leverages the Excel calculate now stuff, and I think he has all the automatic calculations off. I should probably just do that. But I go in and basically refresh all of my calculated fields and things along those lines. So I basically have a list of like all the calculated fields that kind of take from these, and I have a macro that comes and takes these and updates the calculated fields. You can do that within a macro. I think Pittenger. What was it? I think Pittenger I ran. I think I ran in a cap as my SP5, and he did not do well. Toji Pittenger. All right, we're gonna load him up. Tommy Byrne. Yeah, who cares about walking? Who cares about walking? Catfish Hunter. That is a spicy thing. That home run is so scary. We're gonna do it anyways. I'm just gonna blindly follow the sheet. Ortega and Brunette. Ortega. Yeah, it doesn't care about home runs. And Burnett. It doesn't care about home runs. This isn't your grandma's tournament where you care about P home run. Cool. Okay. We have our top 5. We're gonna have a 5-man rotation. I think it's gonna be like whatever this, right? I think Brunette's probably a little splitty. Ortega's a little splitty. But if we look, there's like no one other than these like top 3. These ones, I guess, are kind of. Oh, that would probably be the difference, Jim Bowden, is like the way I'm weighting. The way I'm doing this weighting is based on the observed ratios from the previous tournament. So, Aster's in this sheet. Cool. Last week it was righties would face righties 53% of the time and lefties 46, and then lefties would face lefties 37% of the time and righty 62. Yeah, okay. Now, good morning, Aster. Welcome. We have 4/5 of the same starters, so they must be really close. Okay, who is it? Like Liska over Brunette or something like that? Or like who's, I guess. Oh no, the tournament hasn't popped yet. Sam Jones. Ooh, I like that. Sam Jones over Ortega. Interesting. Ortega's on my pen. Well, Sam Jones is a good card. We'll I don't know, throw Sam Jones. Is Sam Jones even in here? Why would Sam Jones not be in here? That's kind of weird. But we'll throw him in, and then we'll just kind of go and pick up these guys. Tim Hill. Ortega, Ruschel. Ruschel. Paul Ruschel? Yeah, it is Paul Ruschel. Burnett, Liska. Just caught a glimpse. Is that Sam Jones Splitty? He's kinda, yeah, but he's really powerful. But like you're gonna face righties 55% of the time. It looks like based on last week's data, or 54% of the time. Good morning, RK Brass. Welcome to the marathon. We have 1 hour left. We'll probably do a giveaway in about half an hour, and then I'll be raiding into another person who unfortunately isn't affiliated, but they're trying to be affiliated, maybe. But yeah, it'll be good times. Guaranteed. Guaranteed void in Tennessee. Jordan Hicks, Mark Melanson, and one more pitcher. Jordan Hicks, Mark Melanson. I feel like I have too many pitchers. Do I? No, I really do need one more pitcher. And that's gonna be Jakey Bird. Do I need more Yarboroughs? No. I think Tim Hill is probably gonna be my best bet there. Jake Bird. Bird. Bird is the word. That's pretty good. I like that. All right. Let's set up this bullpen. So Tim Hill will probably... Oh, man. That is such a good profile. We'll do specialist with him. We'll do long relief. Who else is supposed to be good here? Tommy Pittenger. The stream will end around 5:30 a.m. for me. You are a champion. Oh, did I not? No, Pittenger is starting. Catfish is in the rotation. Ortega's in the rotation. Burnett is in the rotation. So yeah, we're looking... In terms of setting up, like, the way I typically like to set stuff up is with two stoppers. Two stoppers, two middle relievers, and then two long relievers. Because the idea is that you typically the way I've seen bullpens be deployed is that it's based off of leverage. So stoppers are typically going to be deployed. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Let me do some stuff here. Let me make this bigger and then hide it. So two stoppers, three middle relievers, two long relievers. Whoops. And the reason behind that is like you want to structure your bullpen into a hierarchy of leverage. For opens, for caps, you kind of want to let your pitchers pitch. Well, depending on how you've invested points and whatnot, you want to kind of let your starting pitchers pitch the most, because that's kind of why you would invest in them. And what I've been playing around with is kind of like high leverage stopper guys. And so the idea is like they would either come in the 8th inning in a close game, or they might come in the 6th or the 7th when they need to get an out. And that's kind of how I interpret the secondary high leverage role. But the problem with this is like it seems like the game remembers why they bring in a reliever. And what happens is like they'll come in the fifth inning or the sixth inning. It'll be like two outs, men on second and third. It'll be high leverage. They'll get the out, and then what happens is the next inning, it's a low leverage situation, and so what happens is they kick it off to one of your middle relievers. So that's the what I've been kind of experimenting with stopper and high leverage is that uh, having these guys kind of pitch more often, I guess, and then but pitch less per outing. So I don't know if that's right. I think there's lots of ways to, you know, win. I haven't been winning much in terms of well, no, I've done okay, um, but I know a lot of people have a lot of different kind of opinions to bullpen deployment. But that's kind of how I thought. Like, um, Paul Rochel probably can be maybe not avoid high leverage, but probably be mop up, I guess. Uh, so the challenge here is I only have three middle relievers. Middle relievers probably pitch about 2 innings a game. When they pitch 2 innings, they probably get to around three. Like I feel like you probably want about five middle relievers, but you also want to mop up. So the Tim Hill pick is probably a little greedy. Um, if we go back to the sheet, one thing to kind of look at is that the game tends to uh, pull pitchers when they melt down as starters. So you'll see this all the time. You'll see like you'll go look at a box score and it'll say, "Hey, your starting pitcher pitched 1 2/3," and you're like, "What is happening?" And it's because they've given up like 7 runs. Um, one sec, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. So yeah, so bullpen deployment. Basically, meltdowns is an automatic hook in the game. And with 1.65 home runs per nine, that's I think on the higher side. So if we were gonna look at this, I'm a little worried, especially with like Catfish and Brunette. and Ortega. Oh, that's sad. That I may need him to be middle relief as a secondary, and I may need him to be middle relief. And I may set who's probably the longest, 37. Jordan Hicks, converted starter. So yeah, maybe have Hicks be my mop up. And then probably set these guys as secondary long relief. I think this is probably going to be okay. In terms of pitching, Pittenger, if I go sort by starters and sort by stamina, I would probably do like 109 for Pittenger. The recommendations I've gotten in the past is something like, so if you have 80, you can probably go, Catfish can probably go 99. And then 70s, you can probably go 96. Yeah, let's say something like that. And then I'm trying something different. Let's try something different. I haven't looked at defensive stuff, but we're probably going to want them in early. Bench fatigue. So I'm going to do 91. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn off stealing. I'm going to turn off hit and run. I'm going to turn off sack punt. I'm going to turn off punt. And we're going to leave everything else the same. We're going to try this out. I typically was running a bunch of other things which turn stuff on and off, but I think that's... I want to see if that's hurting more than helping. So we're coming in here. Now we look at lineups. We have some opportunities for platoons. I think if we go back to the sheet, make it a little smaller again. We can stick that up there or something. And we kind of want to look at Zanino. Oh, this is where it'd be nice if I had my conditional formatting. So Zanino probably can play both ways, I guess. And then just have Carter back up. And then Zanino at 97. The reason why Zanino at 97 is catcher's fatigue, I think, the fastest. I haven't really done... I looked at it more thoroughly in 23 than in 24, but yeah, catchers after like 2 games will fatigue to like 95, and then what will happen is they'll continue to kind of degrade. Yeah. Okay. Then we want to go look at first base. I think if we're starting Kingman at third, which I think is like what you should be doing, then for VR it's probably Sorrento, and then yeah, it's probably Thames. Dietrich at short kind of makes sense. Or not short. Good morning. Good morning, marathoners. Good morning. Dietrich. If I can click this, why isn't it? Oh, I need to click it. If I do this, is it going to change everything? Yeah, it's going to change everything. That's so weird. I don't know why it wouldn't let me do that. So probably want to play Dietrich than Crooks, but I feel like Dietrich is the better defender. Third base. This is where it's probably Kingman. Yeah. Again, not really rocket science stuff. If you've played any irons, I feel like I'm like overcomplicating the analysis. They're in my post. Aluminum, linoleum. What are you going on about, John 1633? Do I have enough fielders? I have 14. Okay. I'm a little concerned about backup fatigue, but we'll see when we get there. Oh, okay. Linoleum, aluminum. It's like I could be pedantic and call it aluminium. I think there's still some people in Canada that call it aluminium. They're likely wrong. Shamsky and left. Oh, they have Shamsky and right. The correct. Thanks, RDT. Aluminium. They call it linoleum. No, that doesn't. That just sounds dumb. All right. I just fixated with colors. I'll try and get the laptop how to say it today. Aluminium. Yeah. I figure I've always called it aluminum. Okay. Concerns with this. I have several. Wait, have I just not generated a depth chart? No, this is actually what they did. Concerns. Lots of concerns. Ron Kittle, one position. Rogers, one position. Bo Jackson, one position. Marcus Thane, two positions. I think I have to either drop Kittle or drop Shamsky. It's too many. I think it's just too many. It's too many. I don't know. Maybe this will be fine. Let's see how this works out. So if I copy this, yeah. Me too. This is a bit concerning. Okay, so the concern basically is that typically you can have one person back up two positions. If you have one person back up three positions over several 7-day series, it's probably not going to work unless you're manually going in and sitting and looking at who's tired and then shifting them around as you see fit. If you're more like me, where even though I get to sit on OOTP for most of the day, and I still don't quite like going in and messing with fatigue settings, especially on like a person basis. So I kind of just want things to work out. But the idea is like Jack Crooks is going to accumulate fatigue as a DH. He's going to accumulate fatigue at a much lower rate as DH. However, he's going to have to back up Dietrich and Kingman. So there may be potential that Dietrich or Kingman play an extra game when they should be sitting, because Jack Crooks is either good morning, man cave. Jack Crooks is either backing up Dietrich or he's backing up Kingman, and he's playing himself, so he's going to be tired. So the fact that Kittle isn't even in the depth chart is a little concerning. I guess I could play Kittle over Henderson and then Henderson over Jackson, and I think like for VR it like Shamsky in both and then Abrams, but Abrams is playing center. So I think this is like
I should do that, but that's still Jack Crooks. This, like, basically Ron Kittle is a card I don't need, and Ron Kittle, even though he's a good batter, I think I'd prefer someone who, because I feel like outfield is going to be okay. So I feel like if I go and I whatever, copy this and bring it to my left VL and paste it in, I feel like there's like the changes are, Sorrento goes out and Sorrento can only play first. Crooks, I think Dietrich is fine both ways. Dietrich, because we're playing, he's 105, but we don't have anyone. So this is where we could probably maybe like pick up Frank Laporte as our 26th man. That could be an option if I have him. Frank Laporte. He can only play second. If only he had multiple positional availability. Like, we basically want to look for something that's going to beat this 105. Woody Held? Does Woody Held have multiple positionality? Yeah. Okay, so Woody Held is probably who we're going to play as 26 man. Because what we're going to do is we're going to go in. Now Jack Hook. This is perfect. Now Woody Held is here, and he's going to be here. And then we're going to have Woody Held start at second. We're going to have Dietrich back up, second and third. This is still a bit of a scary situation with third base. With Kingman, Crooks. But I think that's fine. I don't think Crooks BL. Yeah, Crooks is basically DH, full-time DH. So that's not the worst. Rogers is just going to be in whenever Pennington's tired. I think Bo is better than Ricky in VL, right? 143. I don't think you can beat that. Yeah, Bo is better than Ricky. VL. And then Shamsky's going to bat both ways, right? 117. I don't think we can beat that. Yeah. Who's on our bench? I don't think Sorrento beats it. Sorrento is the same. Sorrento can play left too. Oh no, he can't. I was thinking Thames. So what we could do is we could move Thames there, and then Bo can play only left. Can Thames play right? No, Thames can only play left. So we're no better. I don't have a right fielder. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Who are my right fielders? Cal Abrams? I guess Cal Abrams goes there. They're going to play a untrained Bo Jackson in right field. Yeah, so this is a bit... So it's like four guys playing three positions, and this is where it's kind of dicey. So we may have to add like Thames as an additional backup here and hope that it works out. And I think Dietrich can only, yeah, no one else can play right field. So yeah, I think that's probably we're gonna do, and then hope that we never get in this situation. But yeah, I think that's fine. BL. Gary Carter, VR, no. Rogers, probably Bo, and then Thames. I don't think anyone can run. Batting ratings. Yeah, no one can run on this team. Okay. So VL Carter. Let me make this smaller. Dietrich probably VL. Probably one. And then Thames is. Oh, Thames is batting. Rogers, Sorrento. Probably like a Ricky and a Sorrento. And even Ricky. Oh, Ricky. They gave him some base running. Yeah, we're going to see how this works out. What I might do is I might make Cal Abrams sit more often. The reason being, excuse me, reason being that I don't want him to have to back up Shamsky and then get more tired. So something that someone told me is important to do, and I've never really considered it, is this available as pinch hit if tired, especially in like these situations where I'm being, I don't know, fairly greedy in terms of my like backup positionality and backup situation. Like if I had more guys that with who were more flexible and I was platooning less, like I'd be a little bit. You could probably be a little bit more. What you call it? Loosey goosey with your pinch hit when tired. But the idea is like, if a guy is sitting, I want a guy to sit for a reason, and having him sit and then come in as a pinch hitter tends to impact his ability to recover, I would say. Mike Zanino. I think this is. Oh, Dietrich should probably be way up here. Okay. No, we have to. Cal Abrams, they're good there. Shamsky, you're probably good. Let's. Woody Held, Cliff Pennington. Yeah. Okay. So this is good. I'm gonna come in. Gonna export it. We're gonna export it as tournament rosters. What is this? This is low iron. This is what it is. So export as 4 weekly low iron. Okay. So I have to take out the trash. And while that's going on, I'm going to try to set this giveaway. So we'll do one giveaway now. We'll do it for 20 packs. I'm going to see how I can set this up. Add giveaway, custom, 20 PT24 standard packs. Permission, everyone, timer duration. We're going to do this for 5 minutes. So 300 seconds. 300 seconds? We're going to do 300 seconds. Let's see. The prize field is required. 20 PT 24 standard packs. Confirm. Start giveaway. 20. Use raffle to enter the raffle. All right. Yeah. So do the raffle, and I'm gonna do this 5-minute countdown. This is so obnoxious, but sounds good. All right. I'll be back in a bit. Wow, Streamlabs is needy. It's being very picky about who it gives tickets to. Uh, I'm sorry. We need a professional in here. Well, it's. Oh, I see. I set it for 5 hours. I don't. Settings, raffle, use repeat message, timer expired. I'm not sure what happened. If the bot is refusing to give RDT a ticket, that is working as intended. Yeah, that's maybe true, maybe not. I will look into that. Um, I'll leave it open. RDT, you've already got a ticket. Uh, iSocks, I don't see you in here. No, iSocks, you have a ticket too. You both have gotten tickets. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna close the entries. Um, closing entries, closing entries, closing entries, and then you can no longer enter the raffle. Yeah, just didn't get a message response. Yeah, and the winner is for 20 standard packs. For those of you who don't know, Aster and I, we 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 stream together. We've been streaming together. He's one of the people as part of Nerds United, um, who originally got me into streaming. It was Durden, and follow Durden, who's the Straw Hats E6. He yeah, him, Aster, Durden, and I kind of stream. I just basically collect data and let them. Let's repeat the raffle for Durden now. I guess you win all his skill. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of funny. Do you guys want me to go through some Excel stuff, or do you want me to do the PT? We'll do another giveaway. We'll do a quick giveaway. Hopefully, I can do this one a little better. All right, let's see how I do this. Let's see how I do this. Complete. Okay. Add giveaway. Custom. So we're gonna do a giveaway for an OOTP24 license key. I think that's what it is, right? Permissions, everyone, timer duration, value in minutes. Oh, okay. So I did that wrong. We're having another giveaway. So yeah, so what this is as if I remember correctly, you can get a license key for Steam or for Windows or for Mac. And yeah, if you already play the game, give it to someone who you think would like a spreadsheet emulator and baseball. Otherwise, make some alts with it. I don't know. I feel like with how they've structured PTCS, there's like less of an incentive to have alts. Question mark. So, but yeah, if you're, I'll start it. All my EVE Online friends waiting with bated breath. Okay, awesome. So, OTP24 license key, and it's 5 minutes, and we're going to use a timer, and I'm going to confirm, and then I'm going to start the giveaway. All right, there we go. So this is yeah. So while that's going on, I wanted to kind of talk about Excel. Right. So yeah. Excel. Some people were asking. Um, some people were asking. Uh, how do I do Excel better? Which is a good question. Um, apparently, um, the answer is to ask ChatGPT for it. Um, funnily enough. Oh, there's two tournaments I want to do. All right, so the idea here, we're gonna basically build my sheet from scratch, and unfortunately, not gonna have time to go through probably Kidney's sheet. But Jim Bowden pretty much did most of that for us. Okay, disclaimer: I work at Microsoft. You work at Microsoft, cool. I know people who work at Microsoft. So we're gonna do this. What am I gonna do? I want to enter these two tournaments. That's what I want to do. I'm sorry for being quite spazzy this morning, but it's a little challenging to get up and go. All right, so we want a big tournament. So let's look at something recent. Let's look at this. Let's look at this Wednesday high iron silver floor cap. So, if you haven't already seen, how much time do we have left? We have 2.5 minutes left in the OOTP24 license key giveaway. You can see me lose in round one, which is fantastic. Who won? The Value City Viffers. This team is very good. They've been doing very well. It all starts. So data collection in Out of the Park all starts from the tournament view, sortable stats, and this ridiculously monstrosity of a view. So if you don't know already, in the top left under views, you can customize and you can set up a bunch of different views. So I've already done that. I think I have a video on it, and I have a few views that are used to do like assessment of players. So I call this batting SNR, which is sliders and ratings. So the whole idea behind this is like if we go to the Value City Viffers, all the way to the bottom here. The idea behind it is like I could go in and quickly see like who's his best players, whatever, Badar, War, and then like in more conventional run environments where you'd be stealing more often, you can kind of see how the speed and stealing impact the stolen base percentage, and then the weighted WSB, the SB runs value. You can see how their UBR is impacted, and basically BSR is the sum of the base running value and stolen base runs value. So I basically set this up so I get to see kind of how things are kind of working. I should probably have some walks in here, but so that's just like a view for that's just a view for like quickly kind of evaluating players and things along those lines. So like we can start by walk percentage, and yeah, so the guy with 119 I had a 28% walk percentage. So yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. We got 30 seconds left for the OOTP 24 license key giveaway. So yeah, so that's this. But when you want to go and get all this data, I have this thing called stats export. So some people, what they prefer to do is they prefer to like dump all the stats for batters and then all the stats for, you got 5 seconds left, all the stats for pitchers. No, Sorry, too late. Okay, so we're gonna pick a winner. Drum roll. Congrats, Snord0489. If you message me on Discord, I can post a link to the Discord. Where's the Discord? Invite people. Copy a link. Where am I? So confused. So if you join that link, message me, Snord0489. Must be Astrazalt. Must be. Then, yeah, I can, when Laptop Hound is collecting, giving stuff out, let me know if you want a Steam license key or I forget the other one. But yeah. Yeah, so we'll do that. Or you can whisper me on Twitch, but probably it's easier just to message me on Discord. Yeah. Okay, so how to build a sheet in 15 minutes. Okay, so dump all the statistics. Ratings, you don't really need. Anything that can be derived from accounting stat is probably what you want to do. So I dumped WRC and WRC plus and WRA and WAR just for fun. But anything else that you can kind of derive, it's redundant to export. So there's no real need to. And the same for pitchers. So like win percentage, save percentage, blown saves, ERA, all this stuff you can kind of derive. So yeah, so I basically dump this all out, and when I dump it out, it turns into, let's see if I can show this. If I do that, no, I want to bookmark. If I do that, there. So what you get when you do this is browser, no, display capture, no, window capture, add source, add a new source, export, window, Firefox player list. Yeah, so you get something like this. So it's a big gobbledygook of data. So yeah, that's all I wanted to show. So you can basically take it and if I hide this, no, if I unhide that. So this is like a Excel spreadsheet. I can go in, and the important thing is, do right mouse clicks show up? No, they don't. So you don't want to paste with formatting. You want to match the destination formatting. So you can't really see that with how I have the windows, but you basically have this kind of set up. And this first column, I've typically used for entering in what the tournament is. But the cool thing is, like, if I come in here and whatever I call this, whatever tournament ID, and what tournament was it? It was the high iron silver floor cap. So whatever, high iron silver floor. You can come in here. There's format, and you format as a table, and it'll turn the whole thing into a table. You can kind of copy and paste. And so now we have our tournament. We have a tournament's worth of data. And what do we do with this? So what we want to do is in the top left here, there's this summarize with a pivot table. So we can basically take this and we can add it, and now we can, look at cards. So it lists all the cards. We can then look at home runs, and anyone who's kind of played around with Excel, you kind of see this. We want to ascend who has the highest descending who has the highest home runs. So in this tournament, David Ortiz hit 246 home runs. Great. All right, that's awesome. We can then go by columns to see whose David Ortiz hit 200, or we can kind of do this and more sort options, select field, team, more sort options, and then we can do descending by home runs. So Chimera Syndicates, David Ortiz hit 16 home runs. So this is basically like certain ways to like slice and dice the data, and that's basically what a pivot table is doing. The other thing to look at is in the top right here, this calculated fields. So those fields that I was saying, don't do, because we could derive them. That's the same thing we can do here. So like calculated fields are basically derived fields from, so if we want to do, batting average, and we can call it something, go crazy and call it batting average. We can then come in here and we go in, we say hits over at bats, right? That's batting average. And now we can come in and we can kind of see, and a few, I guess, tips and tricks I would say is like, don't call things, this is what kind of Durden explained to me, like rename your calculated fields in a way so that when you dump them into a pivot table, you can actually call them what you want. So like me calling this batting average is probably not the best. Like this is where when you see some of the stuff I do, I call it XB and then like B average or something like that. So that when I come in here and I add this, and let's get rid of this one. So now when I have this table, I can just call it like batting average. Bad example because I didn't delete the old one. But like I can call this BA or something like that, or B average, and it's not gonna conflict with the other stuff. And then I don't know, just general, like at the top here, you can change things to numbers, you can change things to averages, conditional formatting. Nothing too rocket sciencey. So one thing that I like to razz Kidnies about is that I saw in his sheet, he did this sum of values, or he did like the min and max of value. One thing that like a lot of people don't know is that you don't have to put this as a value, you can put it as a row. And when you put it as a row and you look at it like this obviously doesn't look well and doesn't work well. So under design is where all these things are that you can kind of turn off. So typically when I'm building a pivot table, I do don't show subtotals, don't show grand totals, and then I shift stuff to tabular form. And when you do that, you get like this very kind of clean looking Excel table. And now like value is like a column. And another thing I like doing it this way is that you can now filter for every row in your pivot table, you can filter it separately. So if I want to say who in this tournament data set who was less than or equal to 59, and then I can go in and do a value filter on the batting average and say who also had a batting average greater than 250. And like, if I come in here, and a lot of things that you have to do is in terms of plate appearances. So now this is where it's kind of limited in that I can't do another value filter this way. So, but what I can do is I can say who has, more than 50 plate appearances. Actually, how many is that? Let's go higher. More than, let's say, 100 plate appearances. And now I can come in here and I can sort by, instead of home runs, I can sort by batting average. So Bobby Estella, good card. And then I don't know. There's like a bunch of conditional formatting stuff like bars and things. I like for plate appearances to do bars and for other things to do averages to do that. I like to use blue and red. What else? What else can we talk about? We got 5 minutes left. Please put this tutorial on YouTube so I can find it again to follow along. Yeah, I'll post this entire thing on YouTube. Today's stream. If I have the time, I might filter this out. Okay, what else do we want to do? Oh, projections. Okay. There's usually how you would do projections is let's see if this works. We have 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left. So much to do in so little time. So we get the card list. Oh, card list. So if we go back to here, if you don't already know, you can go to the market, you can go in the card shop. What I like to do is refresh, reload, hit every button except this export card list to CSV until I'm ready, and then you click export card list to CSV. It tells you where it's exporting, and a lot of the projections require, or all, you need the card list to be able to project off of it, unless we're being silly. So let's be silly actually, because that's a little easier to do. So if we go back to tournament, and we go back to statistics, and we go to sortable stats, do I have a view set up already for it? I think I do. So we have this thing called ratings export view. So prior like this, I would not recommend doing it this way, but this is one way that I can like quickly do this. So basically come out, write this report. It's going to write to the same, it's going to write a report out. I think, so if we go back to the Excel sheet and we come in here, and I can call this a card list. We got 3 minutes. Come in here, paste. So can probably delete this row, delete this column, format as a table. One thing that I really like to do and really emphasize is in this table name your tables. Now do it in Power Query. I could do it in Power Query. Power Query is slow, unfortunately. At least I find it slow. I'll call this card rating export. Name your tables. It makes it so much more easier to do. So what's a good thing to do? We're gonna predict home run percentage. So XB home run percentage. This is what we're gonna do in 2 minutes. And so what we're gonna call home runs divided by plate appearances. So this is home run percentage, PQ. No, I don't disagree that Power Query is very powerful, hence the name. But at the same time, I find it with like as many rows as it's pulling in. It takes a lot of time. Okay, so we have home run percentage, and what we do is we'll jam in the card ID here. So the card ID is what I'm going to use to match to the card ID here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this power, and I'm going to cheat. And I'm going to say X lookup is a way to like cross-reference values across tables, I guess. Game, what do they call it? Card rating export. We're going to do it by card ID, and we're going to return card rating export. We're going to return power. And we're going to drop this down. And then we're going to say, we're going to take home run percentage, and home run percentage I'm just going to steal from this this thing. So now we have two data points. We have a power value and we have a home run percentage. And so we're going to take a power. What we're going to do is, I don't remember the technical terms, but power is going to be our independent variable, and home run are going to be our predictor. And so we're going to run a little bit over time. How people have previously done this is if you go to data, and then if you go to data analysis in the top right, there's regression data analysis tool, and you can't see any of this, but look up data regression. You're going to have to specify an input variable, and the input variable is going to be our power. Our output variable is going to be our home run percentage. No, that's the other way around. Our y variable is going to be our home run percentage. Our x variable is going to be our power, and you can't see what I'm clicking. It has labels. We're gonna output it right here, and we want residuals. We'll do this, and it's gonna. So what it basically did is it said how to read this. I almost failed stats in school, so I shouldn't be explaining this, but R squared is kind of what you want to be looking at. So R squared is someone who knows math can explain what R squared is, but R squared basically it's trying to do a linear estimation, and it's a measure of how accurate the equation is. So you can kind of see when I take the data, plot it, and look at its R squared, it's 54. The R squared here is 54, so these kind of match. So that's the long way to do it. The short way is something called linest. So it's return statistics that describe the linear trend matching known data points by fitting a straight line using the least squares method is what it's called. So known y's, so my known y's is I2. My known x's, the proportion of the variation that can be explained by linear relationship between the variables. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I can similarly do this, and known y's, known x's. Yeah. So why did it not? Is this? There we go. So you see these two values, 0.00049, that's our power variable, and then minus 0.002, that's our intercept. So again, if we're going to go back and look at this, and one thing to do, and I kind of talk about it on some of my other streams, is power is kind of unbounded. It goes up to 250, so we're at 150. So and backwards, I think we go, I don't know, let's go back 4. So theoretically, if we were using this projection system to project what someone with 250 power would hit. They would hit 12% of the home 12% of their plate appearances would be home runs. Is that so? That's my TED talk. Uh, we're 5 minutes over. Let's see, is Mr. Ezra Denny around? Or let's see, who else is playing out of the park? Um, Ezra Denny, perfect. Okay, so we're gonna rate him. So yeah, how would you go about adding more data to this? Like adding the next tournament to this? So how I've done it is I ran a macro that imported the HTML file uh, as a in a Power Query, and that then copies it to the bottom of my table, and it does some other stuff. Um, so if we want to do that, I don't think I have another tournament worth of data, but you would just go. You would go in here. You'd go to my, what did I call this? This is my data table. No, we'll call this data table. And you basically, instead of calling this high iron zero, like call this whatever 001, and then this is not what I would recommend, but if you had more data, you come in here, you go to the bottom, you right click, you paste special. You can't really see, but paste values, and then you just say this is all 2 now, and then you kind of come in here, and this isn't going to change anything. You can then refresh this table, and now there's already we copy this, I'll put this up here, but yeah, refresh this, and now it's like just kind of doubles your data. I just took the same data set and doubled it, but yeah, just base it to the bottom. That's probably the easiest way. So yeah, so thanks everyone. Enjoy the second day of the streamer affiliate marathon. Congrats to Snord and Aster. Snord, I'm still waiting for you to message me if you haven't already. But yeah, happy days, happy Thursday, and we are going to raid into, who is it? Ezra Denny. All right, let's see how this works. Raid. Okay. Congrats everyone, and enjoy, and good luck.